Biography of Donald John Trump. Early life and family background. 1946 1960s. Donald John Trump was born on June 14, 1946, in Queens, New York, the fourth of five children to Frederick Christ Trump and Mary Ann McLeod Trump. His father, Fred, was a successful real estate developer of German descent, whose parents, Friedrich and Elizabeth Trump, immigrated to the United States in 1902. Fred built a fortune constructing middle-class housing in Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island, amassing a portfolio that included thousands of apartments. Mary, a Scottish immigrant from the Isle of Lewis, arrived in the U.S. in 1930 and worked as a domestic servant before marrying Fred in 1936. The Trump family lived in a 23-room mansion in Jamaica Estates, Queens, a reflection of their wealth and status. Donald grew up with siblings Mary Ann, Fred Jr., Elizabeth, and Robert. His upbringing was comfortable but disciplined, shaped by his father's demanding work ethic and his mother's reserved demeanor. As a child, Donald was energetic and assertive, traits that sometimes led to behavioral issues. His parents, seeking to instill discipline, enrolled him at age 13 in the New York Military Academy (NYMA), a private boarding school. At NYMA, Trump thrived in the structured environment, excelling in athletics, particularly baseball, and developing leadership skills through military drills. He later credited the academy with shaping his competitive nature. Trump's early exposure to his father's real estate business profoundly influenced him. Fred Trump's company, Elizabeth Trump & Son, focused on affordable housing for working-class families, often leveraging government-backed loans. However, Fred faced scrutiny for financial practices, including a 1954 Senate investigation that revealed he profited excessively from government-insured loans, leading to restrictions on future federal funding. Despite this, Fred's success provided Donald with a model of deal-making and ambition. Donald often accompanied his father to construction sites, learning the intricacies of real estate development and negotiation. Education and entry into business. 1960s-1970s. After graduating from NYMA in 1964, Trump enrolled at Fordham University in the Bronx but transferred after 2 years to the Wharton School of Finance and Commerce at the University of Pennsylvania, a prestigious institution for aspiring business leaders. He graduated in 1968 with a bachelor's degree in economics, a credential that bolstered his credibility in the business world. Trump later described Wharton as a formative experience, exposing him to high finance and strategic thinking. Upon graduation, Trump joined his father's business, working on projects in Brooklyn and Queens. In 1971, at age 25, he took over leadership of the company, renaming it the Trump Organization. His ambition extended beyond his father's focus on middle-class housing to high-profile projects in Manhattan. Trump's first major deal was the redevelopment of the Commodore Hotel, a dilapidated property near Grand Central Terminal. In 1976, leveraging his father's political connections and a 40-year tax abatement from New York City, Trump partnered with the Hyatt Corporation to transform the site into the Grand Hyatt Hotel. The project, completed in 1980, was a success and marked Trump's entry into Manhattan's elite real estate scene. Rise to prominence. The Trump brand. 1980s-1990s. The 1980s were a defining decade for Trump, as he expanded the Trump Organization into luxury real estate, casinos, and branding ventures. His most iconic project was Trump Tower, a 58-story skyscraper on Fifth Avenue, completed in 1983. The building, with its distinctive glass facade and opulent atrium, became a symbol of wealth and a hub for celebrities and affluent residents, including Trump himself, who maintained a triplex apartment there. Other Manhattan projects included Trump Park, Trump Plaza, and the Trump World Tower, cementing his reputation for bold, high-profile developments. Trump also ventured into the casino industry in Atlantic City, New Jersey, acquiring properties like the Trump Taj Mahal, 1990, and Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino. However, these ventures faced financial challenges due to over-leveraging and a market downturn in the early 1990s. The Trump Taj Mahal and Trump Plaza filed for bankruptcy in 1991 and 1992, respectively, and Trump ceded partial control to creditors. In total, his businesses filed for 6 bankruptcies between 1991 and 2009, a strategy he later described as using the laws of this country to pay debt. Despite these setbacks, Trump's personal brand remained strong, as he marketed himself as the epitome of success, Trump diversified his portfolio through licensing deals, attaching his name to products like clothing, cologne, and furniture. He also owned the Miss Universe, Miss USA, and Miss Teen USA pageants from 1996 to 2015, enhancing his media presence. His flamboyant persona and tabloid coverage, often tied to his personal life, made him a household name, earning him the nickname, The Donald. Media career in The Apprentice 2000s. In 2004, Trump's fame soared with the launch of The Apprentice Sparse Apprentice * on NBC, a reality show where contestants competed for a job with the Trump Organization. The show, which ran from 2004 to 2015, popularized Trump's catchphrase, "You're fired," and portrayed him as a decisive, successful mogul. The Apprentice and its spin-off, The Celebrity Apprentice, attracted millions of viewers, further elevating Trump's public profile. He also authored several books, starting with Trump, The Art of the Deal, 1987, a bestseller ghostwritten by Tony Schwartz that outlined his business philosophy. Trump's media ventures extended beyond television. He appeared in films like The Little Rascals, 1994, and engaged with World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE, becoming a friend of owner Vince McMahon. His star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, awarded in 2007, reflected his entertainment industry impact. However, ventures like Trump University faced criticism and lawsuits, with allegations of fraud leading to a $25 million settlement in 2016. Personal life and public persona. Trump's personal life has been as high profile as his career. He married Czech model Ivana Zelníková in 1977, with whom he had 3 children, Donald Jr., Ivanka, and Eric. The couple's 1992 divorce, amid allegations of infidelity, was tabloid fodder. In 1993, Trump married actress Marla Maples, with whom he had daughter Tiffany. They divorced in 1999. In 2005, he wed Slovenian model Melania Knauss, and their son, Baron, was born in 2006. Trump's relationships, lavish lifestyle, and outspoken demeanor kept him in the public eye, often polarizing opinion. His brother Fred Jr.'s death from alcoholism in 1981 profoundly affected Trump, who has abstained from alcohol and smoking. He cited Fred's struggle as a cautionary tale, emphasizing personal discipline in his own life. Political ambitions and 2016 presidential campaign. Trump's political aspirations emerged in the 1980s, with public musings about running for president, initially dismissed as publicity stunts. He briefly ran as a Reform Party candidate in 2000 and considered Republican bids in 2004 and 2012. In June 2015, he announced his candidacy for the 2016 presidential election as a Republican, campaigning as an outsider against the political establishment. His slogan, "Make America Great Again," resonated with voters frustrated by economic stagnation and globalization. Trump's campaign was unconventional, marked by provocative rhetoric and extensive use of social media, particularly Twitter, now X. He defeated 17 Republican primary contenders, including Jeb Bush and Ted Cruz, to secure the nomination. Facing Democrat Hillary Clinton, Trump focused on issues like immigration reform, trade protectionism, and distrust of elites. Despite controversies, including a 2005 recording of crude remarks about women, Trump won the election on November 8, 2016, with 304 electoral votes to Clinton's 227, though he lost the popular vote by 2.9 million. First Presidency 2017-2021, inaugurated as the 45th president on January 20, 2017. At age 70, Trump was the oldest and first president without prior government or military experience. His administration pursued an "America First" agenda, emphasizing economic nationalism and deregulation. Key achievements included tax reform. The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017 reduced corporate and individual tax rates, aiming to stimulate economic growth. Judicial appointments. Trump appointed over 200 federal judges, including Supreme Court Justices Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett, shifting the judiciary toward conservative interpretations. Trade policies. He renegotiated NAFTA into the USMCA and imposed tariffs on Chinese goods, addressing trade imbalances but sparking disputes. Foreign policy. Trump moved the U.S. Embassy in Israel to Jerusalem, brokered the Abraham Accords for Israel-Arab normalization, and met with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, a historic first. Immigration. He pushed for a U.S.-Mexico border wall and implemented policies like the zero-tolerance family separation measure, which drew criticism. COVID-19 response. The administration launched Operation Warp Speed, accelerating vaccine development, but faced scrutiny for downplaying the pandemic's severity. Trump's presidency was divisive, marked by allegations of racism, misogyny, and authoritarianism. The 2017-2019 Mueller investigation examined Russian interference in the 2016 election, finding that Russia favored Trump but not establishing campaign collusion. Trump claimed exoneration, though the report noted potential obstruction of justice. In 2019, Trump was impeached by the House for abuse of power and obstruction of Congress, accused of pressuring Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky to investigate Joe Biden. The Senate acquitted him in 2020. After losing the 2020 election to Biden, 306-232 electoral votes, Trump claimed voter fraud without evidence, culminating in the January 6, 2021, Capitol riot by supporters. He was impeached again for incitement of insurrection but acquitted by the Senate. Post-presidency and legal challenges 2021-2024. After leaving office, Trump relocated to Mar-a-Lago, Florida, remaining a dominant Republican figure. He faced multiple legal battles, including a 2022 New York lawsuit by Attorney General Letitia James, resulting in a $454 million penalty for fraudulent financial practices, with restrictions on his business operations. A May 2024 conviction on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records related to hush money payments, making him the first former president convicted of a crime. He received an unconditional discharge in January 2025. Ongoing cases in Georgia and elsewhere regarding election interference and classified documents, to which he has pleaded not guilty. On July 13, 2024, Trump survived an assassination attempt at a Pennsylvania rally, sustaining a minor ear injury. The incident, attributed to 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks, heightened political tensions. 2024 campaign and second presidency, 2024-2025. Trump announced his 2024 presidential candidacy on November 15, 2022, selecting Senator J.D. Vance as his running mate. Defeating Vice President Kamala Harris, he won both the electoral 312-226 and popular vote 49.9%-48.4%, becoming the second president after Grover Cleveland to serve non-consecutive terms. Inaugurated on January 20, 2025, at age 78, Trump outlined a Golden Age agenda, prioritizing immigration reform and border security, including a proposed national emergency at the U.S.-Mexico border. Economic policies like tariff increases and deregulation to boost manufacturing and energy production. Creation of a Department of Government Efficiency and an External Revenue Service for tariff collection. Ending endless wars and promoting world peace. His second term has sparked debates over democratic norms, with critics citing authoritarian tendencies and supporters praising his anti-establishment stance. Legacy and impact. Trump's influence on American politics, often termed Trumpism, blends populism, nationalism, and media-driven communication. His policies reshaped the Republican Party, prioritizing working-class voters and economic protectionism. His unorthodox style, marked by social media engagement and confrontational rhetoric, redefined political discourse, earning both fervent loyalty and intense opposition. Trump's business empire, legal battles, and cultural presence continued to shape his legacy. His net worth, estimated at $4 billion by Forbes in 2024, reflects his branding success despite financial setbacks. His family, particularly Ivanka, Donald Jr., and Eric, remains active in his ventures and political orbit. Conclusion. Donald Trump's life is a story of ambition, controversy, and resilience. From a Queens real estate heir to a global brand, media star, and twice elected president, he has left an indelible mark on history. His supporters view him as a champion of forgotten Americans, while critics see him as a polarizing figure undermining democratic norms. As he navigates his second presidency, Trump's legacy remains a subject of intense debate, reflecting the complexities of his multifaceted career.